everyone. In this video, we will learn about another type of cell division, that is meiosis. But as we are studying it in class 10, so we will not be very elaborative in it. We will just see an overview of how meiosis occurs, what are the steps that takes place, but we will not go in very much detail. So let's see what meiosis is. Meiosis is made up of a word which is meon. It means to lessen, or we can also say to reduce. What we are lessening or what we are reducing, we will just see in a while. Meiosis is also known as reductional division. Why it is known as reductional division? Let's see. Suppose this is a cell. We know that in a human cell there are 46 chromosomes that are present. But after the process of meiosis, what happens is that the cells are going to have half the number as we have taken. Suppose we have taken here as 46. So after the process of meiosis, each of the cell is going to have 23 chromosomes. This is why it is known as reductional division. Meiosis, as we know, is not the type of cell division which occurs in all the type of cells. It is very specific. Meiosis only occurs in the reproductive organs, or we can say it occurs in the reproductive organs to form gametes or sex cells. Let's see. In animals, we know the reproductive organs are testes and ovary. The testes are going to form sperms using the process of meiosis, and the ovaries are going to form eggs using the same process. But this was about animals. Let's quickly see what happens in case of plants. So in flowering plants, what happens is there is anther and also there is ovule. So anther is going to form pollens with the process of meiosis, and ovules are going to form again eggs, or we can say female gametophyte. Here we can also say that meiosis, it occurs only in sexually reproducing organisms. Another thing that we have to learn here itself is what is the meaning of haploid and a diploid cell. As I told you here that the cell, suppose it is having 46 chromosomes, after meiosis the number of chromosomes get reduced to 23. That is, they get halved. So let's understand it from here itself. When I talk about this cell, as it is having the full set of chromosomes, I will be calling it as a diploid cell. But what about this cell which is not having the full set? Instead, it is having half of the set. So this type of cell which is not having the full one is going to be called as haploid cell. So if we want to write down, let me just erase it from here so that it will be easy for you to see. Yes. So if in a scenario we have taken, there is a cell, in a cell the chromosome number is 46. So if I want to know what is going to be the haploidy or diploidy, let me just see here. If the number of chromosomes in a cell is 46, so we are going to write that the diploid number here is 2n, or we can also write it as 46. N is the number of chromosomes which we will be representing for haploid cell. If I talk about haploid number, as I told you, we will be representing it as N. We are going to be getting this number here. So for a chromosome number of 46, the diploid number that I got here is 2n and the haploid number is N. As I told you, for class 10th, we will not be going in very much detail, but still I'll give you an overview how meiosis occurs. So meiosis, it occurs in two phases. First phase is known as meiosis 1 and the second phase is known as meiosis 2. Each of the phase has their 4 divisions. Meiosis 1 has, say, prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. Similarly, meiosis 2 again has 4 phases. I am writing it like this: prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. At first, we will focus on the very first division in meiosis, that is meiosis 1. In meiosis 1, what happens is there is this cell. This cell, as we already know that this type of cell division takes place in the sex cells. So this type of cell will be having now chromosomes from both mother and the father. So let's see, we are going to take 6 chromosomes here. 3 from mother, which I have drawn from red color, and 3 from father. So let me write it here. 3 chromosomes are from father and 3 chromosomes are from mother. If I ask you what is the chromosome number here, so now you know the chromosome number here is 6. Now, what is the haploid number here? Let's see. The haploid number, as we know, is represented as N, is going to be 3, and the diploid number, which is represented by 2n, is going to be 6. So this is important and we will be using it just now. This is the cell which is having 6 chromosomes here, 6 chromosomes, 3 from mother and 3 from father. So in the next phase, what happens is this cell, this is the cell here, the chromosomes, they are now going to pair up with their homologous chromosome. Let me just show you what and how it is done. These are the parent 1 chromosomes. Now the parent 2 chromosomes are going to align themselves with the parent 2 chromosome. The similar looking chromosomes are going to align themselves with their another pair. These are known as homologous pair of chromosomes. Now after this, what happens is, this is the cell again. all the process that we have learned in mitosis are going to take place in the same manner. I'm just going to quickly tell you how it is done. There are these esters which we have talked about. Spindle fibers are also there. Detail is not required for class 10th. Now, on the spindle fiber, what is going to happen is these chromosomes, they are going to, I'm just skipping towards metaphase. So, these chromosomes are going to align themselves towards the metaphase plate like this using their centromere. Now, as we can see here, there is not going to be any splitting of chromatids. No splitting of chromatids. So what happens here? How do they split out? Let's see. I'm going to make it here. This is the cell. Now I'm moving towards anaphase to quickly show you how it happens and how it occurs. Now, one of the chromosome, the whole set, is going to move towards one side of the pole and the another one is going to go towards another side. There is no splitting of chromatids here. Instead, the whole chromosome, or we can say the homologous pair, they get separated in meiosis 1. After this, what happens is, if we talk about telophase, now each of the cell will not be having separated sister chromatids. Instead, they will be having separated homologous pair. Let me quickly draw it here. Suppose this is one cell here. I'm sorry. I hope you are able to understand with different colors here. Yes. So after this telophase stage and the division of cells, I will be getting two cells. So the next thing that we are going to do now is meiosis 2. Let me quickly just draw where we left last time. These were the two cells that we obtained and the number of chromosomes. This was the case here. 3 chromosomes in one cell and 3 in another cell. Now, this type of division is somewhat similar to mitosis, and for this reasons, meiosis 2 is also known as equational division. Let me just quickly ask you here, what is the number of chromosome, or which cell, or how we can say if this cell is haploid or diploid? So for this cell, we know that the number of chromosomes are 3 and 3. So this simply means that my cell is having N here. It is haploid. Earlier when we did in meiosis 1, the cell was diploid, having full set of chromosome, but now the set is getting half. Now let's see what happens here. I'll show you with one cell, and similar thing is going to occur for the another cell. In meiosis 2, the steps are going to be same. Prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2 and telophase 2. So I will quickly show you each of the step that occurs here. So in prophase 2, suppose this is the situation. Now I am moving on to metaphase 2. This is the cell. There is going to be spindle formation like this. Chromosomes, we know in metaphase they align themselves towards the equatorial plane. Let me just quickly draw them here for you. Two are from red and one is blue. They have aligned themselves. Similar situation is going to occur here also. Now what happens in anaphase? Cell is there. This cell is now going to retract, or the spindle fibers are going to be stretched back like this, and now the actual situation which occurs in mitosis is going to take place. The separation of sister chromatids is going to take place here. One of the sister chromatid is going to move towards one pole and another is going to be stretched. Suppose this was the chromosome here and it was joined with spindle fiber. This is the spindle fiber here. After its stretching, if the spindle fiber has stretched itself, there is going to be this division. One of the sister chromatids will move towards one pole and another will move towards another pole. So, by the means of stretching, they are going to be visible like this. Okay, I hope now you are able to understand how the situation has occurred here. Let me just draw it for you for the rest. Okay, so this is how my sister chromatids are going to be separated in anaphase. What happens in telophase now? There is going to be deepening of cell, which is known as cell furrow. After this, each of the cell is going to receive half set. Let me divide it here. This is going to receive this lot and this is going to receive this lot. Like this. So this is the process of meiosis, and at the end, let me just erase it here. At the end, I am going to get two cells here, and these two cells will be having, these are sister chromatids of the chromosome like this. Okay, so the two cells that are obtained from a cell of meiosis 1 are going to be visible like this. Now if I ask you, if this was the situation with one cell, are you or will you be able to understand with the another cell? Yes. So after meiosis 2, the number of cells that I will be getting are going to be 4. One cell, one primary cell or the parent cell give rise to 4 daughter cells. Okay, if I talk about the number of chromosomes, so here this is not a diploid condition. The number of chromosomes is same, that is 3 and 3. We can also call it as haploid. Okay, so in the process of meiosis, we begin with diploid number, but at the end we get haploid. Meiosis 1 is known as reductional division because the number of chromosomes got halved. Earlier we started with diploid in meiosis 1, and in meiosis 2 we are getting half number. So from diploid to haploid number we are getting.
Also, there are topic-wise worksheets available. Kindly leave a comment in the comment section if you wish to avail the same. So don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below. Also hit the bell icon so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you.